listening to the most original talk radio station anywhere. We are LA Talk Radio at latalkradio.com.
What's it like to race cars, ski off mountains, jump out of planes, and live life on the edge? Join three of the hottest and most successful stuntmen in Hollywood as they spend the next hour with some of the personalities in the world. It's time for Hard Knocks. And now, here's our host, Rick Avery.
I am just so freaking excited about today. I mean, first of all, we have Mike and Brian. We have Mike and Brian in the house.
You just gave away that we're doing this out of a house. Thank you.
Great.
No, we're not really in the house. We're in the
Wait for
studio,
it.
but
We're in it.
okay, there we are.
Yeah.
Mike's back.
I'm back.
We'll have a few more laughs here.
I did things that I can't tell you about.
You were on a secret mission. You're eating a cupcake while you're doing it.
Oh my god, it's so good. Where are these from?
They're from famous. We had our 50th anniversary. 50th show was last week?
Father's Day was Sunday.
Yes, wasn't that yesterday?
Nope.
Yeah, I know.
Today's amazing day. It's called
Today's Tuesday.
Day.
Wednesday?
I can't say the name of the guest yet.
You know, Hard Knocks is becoming so successful right now. We're able to get some really cool guests. That we had a couple weeks ago, the IndyCar Rookie of the Year, Simona De Silvestro.
Dude.
Today, Mario Andretti. I got his number. I'm going to call him
Oh my God.
personally. It's so freaking cool.
I already saved it in my phone.
I know.
You think he's going to be mad?
Is it really you?
I know. Even Sam, the owner of the station, he's in Israel right now. He's listening in. Hi, Sam.
How
Hey,
awesome
Sam.
that you can be anywhere in the world listening to this
I
show.
know. He's in Israel and near Tel Aviv, probably on the beach looking at girls, I think.
Shalom to Sam.
Yeah. Toda rabba bavakasha. That's all I know. Please and thank you. What do you've
Don't
been
forget,
working?
check it, Babaka.
Check it bavakasha. Brian.
This is about Sam. Hey.
I know. Were you're working on Transformers?
Not anymore.
No, you done? You got fired? What?
I got the
I don't
video
know.
game too.
I never got called back.
Yeah.
I guess that's either fired or no. I did my stuff.
You did your stuff, and they're happy. It's on film, and you'll get residuals someday.
Well,
Hopefully.
I was there. I did my stuff.
Yeah.
If they're happy.
Who
And
knows
if it's on film, I don't know.
Did you do a stunt and go?
No, but there were some coming at me.
and you worked on a show. What show did you work on?
I worked on True Blood.
True Blood.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, vampire.
They're pretty funny people.
Well, you
over
should
there.
Yeah.
get some phone calls from some 13-year-olds now.
Yeah.
No, that's Twilight. But yeah,
Same thing.
True Blood's on what, HBO?
Okay, so
Yeah.
16
Very
years.
risky.
And very, very adult.
So
Yeah.
we're going to call Mario in just a couple minutes. Next week we have Nigel Lamb on.
So basically, we have Mario waiting on us.
It's a me.
Hey, so waiting
So
on
we
us,
could be like, we got Mario waiting.
Yeah. You know what, Mario's
feel cool?
Yeah.
We're going to interrupt his business. You know, he got like tons
Yeah.
of businesses that he's dealing with, and it's going to be we're interrupting Mario
Right.
probably.
We've got him holding in the pit. We're gonna give him the green flag.
You know, you watch the Taurus Red Bull air races, those guys that throw those airplanes around, and next week we got Nigel Lamb on, who's one of those racers, and
Throw him around. Too.
yeah, so we're looking forward to that guy.
That's the fact, Jack!
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you got that stuff on.
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
Do you want to? Let me throw this out now. Do you want to call that personal number that we have?
It starts with the letter number 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
001.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
001.
Hey, Amy's going to answer the phone for him.
You don't have any interesting comments from Boys of Play?
Boys that play.
Sure, not today.
Naked women good. Clothed women.
No, I don't have any
Mario better.
journalistic.
What?
Mario better.
Mario better.
Naked women
Yeah.
good. Mario is bad.
Yeah, I got some great research here done too by Diane Sunoco, our research pregnant lady. Yeah,
Okay.
Major priggers.
here we go. Dial it
Really?
up, dude.
Okay. Who are we asking for?
Amy.
Maybe we'll get the voicemail.
Right. This is that
The
uncomfortable
number you've called is no
pause
longer registered.
in radio.
Yeah, really.
What if it's that
Calling.
Did you
Good
dial?
afternoon,
Mario Andretti's office.
Yeah. Hi, Amy.
Yes.
Hi, it's Rick Avery with Hard Knocks. We're calling to talk to Mario.
Great. Well, I'll put him on with you just a moment. Please.
Thanks, love.
Mm-hmm.
It's at Mario Andretti's office.
It sounds like Beavis and Butthead over here.
I know.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Mario. Good afternoon.
sir.
It's Rick Avery. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here with Brian and Mike on LA Talk Radio, and we are just so privileged and honored to have you on, sir.
Indeed.
Wow, my pleasure.
And I'm sure we're taking you away from so much. I look at all the businesses you're running right now, so thanks so much for taking that time out.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Listen, I was reading. We have a crack staff of research people. There's about 300 that make $1.98 an hour. But it's really wonderful to see here how you immigrated into the United States from Italy, and actually you were born during World War II while it was going on, weren't you?
Well, yeah, when the war started, actually, in 1940, pretty much. I knew of nothing but war for the first 5 years of my life.
Wow. And then you
we
finally
were right in the middle of it.
Absolutely. Your father did what as a living?
He was basically he had farms, family holdings, and he had 7 tenants. But he was the administrator of these farms.
Yes, and so you eventually immigrate to the United States. It says in my research that you guys had $125. I know that my grandfather came from Russia, and he had about $10 in his pocket. But what a success story to come over to a strange country and immigrate and then go on to racing.
Yeah, well, indeed, we started a new life here, and my dad. It's funny that. He resisted coming to the States, but he said, we'll go there for 5 years and then go back. Well,
wait a minute, Mario. Was it Mama's idea or Dad's idea?
Well, I think it was pretty much everyone had some input, not
Yes.
everyone, not us kids, but it was push and pull, if you will. Some say yes, some no, and the ultimate decision was, we have nothing to lose at this point. And it turned out to be exactly that, that everything was a gain. Because I was, as kids, my brother and I were able to really live our ultimate dream, becoming race drivers. And I don't think it would have happened if we would have stayed there. I don't see that there could have been any way for us to really get involved. So here, dirt track racing locally and all that, was a great way to start and a fairly simple way to go about it. And then from there, we just, things just happened the right way, especially for me anyway. And so it turned out to be, a lifetime of work, full career.
Well, you started driving with a self-prepared Hudson Hornet back then.
You got it.
And that probably was not that expensive, I would guess, to put together. But it says here you would sometimes race 5 times a day.
Jeez Louise.
Well, we raced as much as we could. Obviously, this area was still is actually. They have quite a few racetracks, but in those days, within a 150-mile radius, you had at least 5 racetracks.
Yes.
And so we could be busy from Thursday on through Sunday, and driving, and just taking the car to different tracks. To run at least 3 races a weekend, and that kept us pretty busy.
It's a fun weekend.
Now, Mario, there aren't that many race car drivers who have done it all, and I'm not blowing smoke here when I say that you not only were an IndyCar racer, but a Formula One racer, even drag racer, onto NASCAR, sprint car, all of this stuff. But it's very rare, I'm told, for a race car driver to excel and actually win championships in all of those genres. Is this a special? Is it a special genetic gift from Italy that you have? Is it the food? Is it the pasta? What is it?
It's the wine.
Probably some of that and a little vino.
It's always the vino.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that one, except that it's an individual thing. As far it comes down to really desire, to do these things and really loving the driving. I obviously my specialty was open wheel, single seater cars, Indy style or Formula One. But I just really wanted to venture out and see what the other guys are doing and the other divisions and the other disciplines. And motorsports obviously offers that. So I love sports prototype cars. I did some Can-Am, and as you say, I did some NASCAR, and I did even more stock car racing in USAC, which were in those days the same basic rules as NASCAR. So I got my feet wet. I did the IROC series several times, and all of it produced a lot of satisfaction for me, which was really to me was the ultimate as far as what I could get out of the sport.
Well, I have some of these famous quotes that you've made, like if you wait, all that happens is you get older. And obviously that has not been something that's been attached to you. It's a wonderful thing to have these your IndyCar racing and Formula One racing, and you've got these great names like Andretti and Fittipaldi and Castroneves, and they just ring off the tongue when you talk about IndyCar and Formula One. And now you've got your family that's followed in your footsteps. How is that for you?
Well, there's a lot of pride there, as you can imagine. As a father or as a grandfather now, with the third generation, there's nothing that could be better than having your kids follow, in your own profession, in your own, follow your footsteps, if you will. And these kids did it out of their own desire. It's not that there was no pressure from this side, to have them do that. And they're doing it. They've done it very well. They're doing it well. They're enjoying the sport like I did. And again, that's from where I stand now. I just watch all this and ride with them every inch of the way, and derive and actually share with them, the highs and the lows, if you will, and there's a beauty about that.
Well, I guess that's good. That now, do they call you and say, "Hey, Dad, I had a terrible Sunday this Sunday," and since you've been through the highs and lows, is it a crutch that they utilize that helps them?
Well, I think it does. I like to think it does, but we obviously talk about it quite a bit, and it's pretty much whatever is going to they're going to go through is something that at one time or another I certainly experienced. So, you can put things in perspective, if you will, sometimes, and that helps, to talk things out. It sort of alleviates some of the so-called unknown.
Yes.
And that's what I'm there for.
So, we had Simona De Silvestro, who is the Rookie of the Year this year for IndyCar racing, and we were talking to her how difficult it is for her to work out the oval because she's used to doing road courses, and yet you did it all and were able to conquer those different types of courses. What type of advice would you give to a person like Simona who's having a difficulty or a change going from a road racing situation to the oval?
Well, the advice is simply, try to be patient at first and respect the ovals because of the high speed, and any small mistake can develop into a big situation. And you can't force things. You just got to give yourself a chance, to do as much driving as possible, and then acquire, that skill that is needed to do it properly and enjoy it. But she's doing a fabulous job, I think. I've been watching, her coming through the other disciplines and then stepping up to the IndyCar. She's very strong, very solid, very professional, and she will put her arms around ovals sooner than later, I think, because she possesses a lot of skills and she understands the car the way it seems. it's a lot easier to come from a road racing background and develop the skill for ovals than the other way around. So she's sitting pretty where she is, and she'll be fine.
You know, there's a wonderful tradition at the Indianapolis 500. Every year it's the same. They still got the bricks there, and they sing Back Home in Indiana, and then the winner gets milk instead of champagne. And the wonderful thing that kind of sent a chill up my spine, and I wanted to get your input on it, is now they don't say gentlemen start your engines anymore. They say gentlemen and ladies.
Well, either that or drivers, but because obviously, this year, what do you have? Four ladies in the race. So, times are changing, and it's great. I mean, these ladies are doing their gender very proud. So I think it's great to see that mix, and you're obviously reinforcing the fan base at the same time. So it's all good for the sport. And as you say, Indy, any way you paint it, it's still such a unique event that does and never becomes a matter of fact. I've been going there for so many years, and even as a spectator, as of late, I still get all the same sort of sensations and excitement that place brings to you. So it's still magic. Indy's still magic.
The wonderful thing about your career, though, Mario, and I've said it already during the show, is that you've done so many different types of racing, but the span of years that you covered in racing, from the open wheel type racing and the old NASCAR racing to present day, as recent as 7 years ago for you in the cars. What is your impression? I mean, do you sit down with Marco and Michael and talk about, well, in the old days, do you guys joke about that? I mean, you've seen it pretty much change so much over the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah, I have, but also the important thing is to race right into today, modern time. I'm up to speed on everything. It's not that, the old days. I mean, the old days were the old days. It's just that I went from.
Okay.
I wasn't sliding you, Mario. Now.
Well, I'm not that ancient, in that sense. I've gone through the decades, and I have a special appreciation, I think, for the technology as it developed. But I came and I was racing and very active right up to the computer age. I was one of the first, actually. The teams to instrument a car for a computer back in the middle 80s. So I went through all that, and I think I have extensive knowledge of what's going on, as much as anyone. And I actually, because of that, I appreciate what we have today, what we are able to extract out of these cars, and what we're able to learn and understand. So all of these things obviously are part of the fascination, of being involved into the inner workings of racing cars.
Now, your wife broke you in right because she talked to you English, right?
Well, in so many ways, she used to tutor me after school because I just wanted to advance much more. The schooling that I did in Italy, I think I was much more advanced compare age-wise when I came over, because there, I mean, you actually from after coming out of elementary school, which is 5 years, I went to advanced college prep, and there, our days were 8-hour day, 4 hour, 8:30 to 12:30, a break until 2 o'clock, and 2 to 6. 4 days. The fifth day, 7 hours, and Friday 4 and Saturday 4 hours. You talk about, a school year for us was like 3 times what you put into. You need 3 years here to equal one year over there. So when I came over, because I didn't know the language. They put me in 7th grade. Well, I did that in 4th grade. You know.
Oh my gosh! My gosh!
It was
Hey, Mike, you would
ridiculous,
loved it.
you know. We were, So I wanted to advance. You know, we had a correspondence. Enroll in a correspondence school, but because of the language, and my wife obviously, you know, befriended her, and she did tutor me through a.
And that worked out well, I see.
Yes,
tutoring went very well.
She never left.
Well, it's that extended warranty that you get. You know.
Yeah, there you go. Lifetime warranty.
But on my father's side, my grandparents actually came from Piemonte, Italy, so I've got a little of that in me. Yeah. I've been following Marco's career for some years now, after yours as well, forever. And I've watched him, and he just seems to me to really be an outstanding competitor. And I've watched him mature over the years. For me, it almost seems like he's the most competitive guy out there. Do you see it the same way as I do?
Well, to be honest with you, Rick, what I see a lot of, even at this point, untapped potential.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is I encourage him maybe to drive, to get involved in some other disciplines, only because they have so many restrictions now in testing because of, obviously, the cost factor and so forth, that these kids don't get to do enough driving.
Yes.
And compared to, what my seasons were, I mean, I was in a race car all the time.
Yes.
And that they don't do that as much here. So what I'm saying is, with what the skill that I see, the potential, I think it could be accelerated so much more, by driving more, just doing some sports car race, just drive.
Yes.
And that's what I would encourage him to do more, because, again, I agree with you. I think he has shown, tremendous improvement. Really came into in his own in a lot of ways this year. Just even watching how he handled Indy and so forth.
Yes.
With a lot of poise and he's still, like I said, a charger. It's just that, like I said, he still needs some more laps under his belt to really put his arms around situations like, even this weekend when, the car wasn't so well, to be able to deal with adversity a little bit better.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely mature. And Brian has a question for you.
Yeah, hi, Mario. I was just wondering, in regards to what you were saying with new drivers and everything, are they more considered a specialty driver now compared to when you were driving, how you would go into an Indy car or NASCAR, Formula One, Le Mans cars and stuff like that?
Well, again, even in those days, it's not that everybody else did what I did. You still had drivers that specialized. You saw, take Richard Petty. He never came out of race cars, NASCAR. That's all he drove. So it's not that everybody did that. It's an individual thing, to be honest with you. And but I could see NASCAR now, they have 36 races, and those guys, there's no way they can really afford to venture anywhere else. But in Indy cars, they only have 18 races. Well, I don't know when I did 18. I always used to do 25, 30, 35 races a year, and that's why I venture somewhere else. But it's an individual thing. I mean, does the individual really want to do it? Do you want to go through all that? It's a lot of extra work. And does that what please you? Is that what pleases you? So that's what it's all about.
Are they limited by their contracts now?
Well, there could be some limitations, because if the sport, obviously it's it's more commercial, I would say, but it was still commercial when I was. I still had some potential conflicts of interest. It's just a matter of really when you do a contract, you set certain parameters and you put clauses in there and on and on. There are ways of dealing with these things. So. And then if there's some sponsors that want to own you, lock, stock, and barrel, then if they pay the price, then okay, that's what you go for. That's what you go for.
That's right. It's always about the money.
Well, a lot of it is. You don't. I think as much as we love the driving, and I did too. I say, I didn't. I would have done it for free. I didn't say that out loud too many times. I said I would have done it for free. However, I always wanted to be paid, as much as or more than anybody else. So I mean, so I went for the best contracts. So you want to take advantage, of every area to the maximum. The way I used to look at it is, the more race, the more risk I'm taking, and into my own ways of looking at things, I say, okay, I'm justifying the risk by being compensated. At least I make, a comfortable life, and I have the family secured, and all of that. So that was my thinking,
Speaking of stunts, I'd like to compare notes with you, Mario. Now, as you know, in the movie business, when we do things that you guys think are insane, basically driving up a pipe ramp to roll a car.
Well, you guys are totally crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
We're only partially crazy.
Exactly. So for me,
I agree.
so if I strap myself in a car and I take it up to 60 and I drive up this pipe so I can intentionally get it up 30 feet in the air and spin it in the air and then it crashes. Basically, when basically when we leave the ramp, it's quiet. As you know, you've been up there. It's very quiet.
It's quiet until impact.
And all you see is basically blue, and sometimes you see ground blue, and all of a sudden you feel like you're in a washing machine. Now I say this because I wanted to compare notes with you. I think it was in 2003 when you had that huge wreck. And it wasn't like, and I hate to say this, don't take it personally, it wasn't like you were a real young man at the time. But put me in the car with you. What was that like when you all of a sudden caught all of that air?
A lot of curse words.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the surprise of my life, because if it's one thing, if you're going to hit a wall or something, that it's coming.
Yes.
But coming up to, to the accident that happened in front of me, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't hit anything except something that was on the track.
Yes.
And I had no, and as soon as I hit that, the car became airborne because it dislodged the car. It unstuck it.
Yes.
And then as soon as the car picked up attitude, it started flying like an F-16.
It did.
And I figured, well, I hope there's no vacancy up there, because I figured that, this could have been actually bad, because as you say, I saw tarmac, blue sky, tarmac, blue sky, tarmac, blue sky about 3 times, and I didn't know where it was going to end. So I was really, really lucky. But
fortunately,
to be honest with you, I thought that could have been a bad one. Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been it, and you ended up coming out with a little cut on your chin.
Yeah, it was really, really. That's why I count my blessings every day.
Exactly.
I know how lucky I've been and how many bullets I've dodged.
The old open car wheel racing, there were a number of fatalities in the older days. For you to do a wreck like that and walk out with a little cut on your chin, it's really changed a lot now, hasn't it, safety-wise, with the safety barriers and how the cars come apart? Does that give you more confidence when you're bored?
I agree with you tremendously, and it's so great that the safety today is being addressed so vigorously by all of the sanctioning bodies, and to be honest with you, it's necessary to do so. I don't think it would be very attractive for sponsors to spend millions of dollars to be involved with the sport and then be part of negative situations such as fatalities. So that's why the sport, I think, has a bright future, because we've come a long, and I keep knocking on wood when I'm talking like that, but
yes,
we've come a long, long way in the safety side of the cars, and it's an ongoing process. This is never ending.
Yes.
It continues to improve. Every accident is documented. Everything is instrumented, so you know what's happened. If there's any injuries, they find out why, and there's usually some remedy for the next model car that has to be incorporated in the car and the crash testing and so forth. So that's the beauty of it, and that's wonderful for today's drivers that they have the absolute chance of retiring on their own terms rather than being forced out because of obviously injuries or worse.
So now Michael is one of the bosses. He's in charge. How do you feel about his success?
Well, I'm very proud of that. Of course, they won a race this weekend again, and the team has done well. I mean, he has not won Indy as a driver. He was close. He dominated, but he won Indy twice as an owner. So his team has been successful. They're very ambitious. Obviously, right now they're running 5 cars, 5 drivers, wow. And that's quite an undertaking. But they're doing it well. So I'm proud of the job he's doing, and he's loving that side of it. He came out of the cockpit. He was smiling when I came out of the cockpit.
Yes.
I was sad,
Yeah.
but he had the motivation to continue as an owner, and he loves that side of it. So God bless him.
We're here with Mario Andretti, incredibly blessed today to be talking to, in my mind, the legend of racing. You ever get? How do you feel about getting called that all the time, Mario?
Oh, well, it's quite a compliment. Thank you.
Well, that's true. It's not. It's a fact. It's not.
It's a nice title to hold.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Looks good on the letterheads.
Very kind, Rick.
I like when you said you almost took it personally when you said earlier, I'm not that ancient. And obviously, you're still. I mean, if they had a senior league, would you be out there racing? I can say that because listen,
Okay,
I'm almost.
You gotta tell them how old you are. At least.
Yeah. Well, I won't give that age, but I'm almost as old as Mario. So I'm saying.
I tried to actually. I tried to get the idea out there. Yeah.
Yeah. You probably get a lot of takers. It's great. Do you miss getting in the car?
Yeah, I love to do that. Obviously, I have a racing school, as you know.
I know.
I don't know if you know that. It's actually a racing experience. We call it. But we're in Vegas. We're in Charlotte. Actually, we travel to 11 different tracks throughout the season. But we have the Indy cars, and also we have the stock cars.
Is IndyCar school, it's one driver. You get in there and they talk to you on radio, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're there all by yourself, and it's and like I said, it's a full size car. It's not these little school cars. This 600 plus horsepower, and
Whoa.
And it's under control situations. But as you get better and better, as you get a little more experience, they let you go faster and faster, and then also. We have 2-seater cars where you can give rides. I do that once a year, once in Vegas, usually in November, and then in August I do it in Charlotte, where for one day I give rides, obviously to people that like to subscribe to that. So we call it that fantasy day, so to speak.
Yeah,
I'm into that fantasy.
That.
I'm there.
I give a pretty decent ride, about 100, good honest 180, 190 miles an hour ride.
An honest 180 or 190.
What are the typical speeds that the new people get to go?
25.
Well, you can do mine. I'm talking about average, but they'll give you. You're not going to average 150 or 160, but you get a straight line speed of that, and then usually you'll back off some.
Yeah.
But you'll get experience to go up to 150, some 170. Depending how much experience they've had.
Wow.
And we used to have lead follow, but now we have really perfected a radio situation where we control it, and you go out by yourself, and you get a lot better sensation, but it's all well orchestrated and very safe. But people come away with a smile. Usually, it's quite an experience. You get. Our sport is a very non-participant sport, so it's difficult to try to translate to people, to what the experience is really like, unless you get into something that's a facsimile and you experience at least a good percentage of it, then you get some perspective of what the real thing is all about.
Do it.
Well, this is Mario Andretti. I know all about Hard Knocks.
Mario, I was wondering now, between you and your son, now me and my dad, we went out and did a NASCAR experience. We went out to California Speedway, and we got to go on the cars, and they were limited to 170 miles an hour, which was completely fine with us. But I got to pass my dad, which was an amazing experience, and I will never let that down.
I was coming out of the pits when he passed me, Mario.
Now, when you and your son Michael are racing, and if he ever passed you, was that like a little bit of trophy during the race, a personal trophy of who kind of beat who?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember the first time he really made a competitive pass. We were at the Meadowlands Grand Prix, and I figured, hot dare him. Actually, we touched wheels and everything, and he really forced his way through. And then, in the same breath, I said, well, that's my boy.
There you go.
That's what I say. I just made him better than me.
Double-edged sword.
That is so funny.
Now, everything gets better with age, and I bring that up because you also have a wine company as well in Napa, don't you?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
segue.
we have a winery in Napa Valley.
So
very
going
proud
there.
of that. And we've been around since 1996. Fabulous winemaker, Bob Pepe. And we have great wine. We just, one of our varietals just got a gold.
How often do you get out to your winery?
I go there, once in a while. It's never predictable, but whenever possible. My next trip is going to be up there around August.
Yeah.
In conjunction with the race at the Infineon Raceway.
Yes.
So, but I'm in and out pretty much. But I'm in touch with them almost every day, so very much part of it.
How often are you on the road, Mario? Do you spend a lot of time still on the road?
Oh, yes. I travel as much as I ever have, actually, with my commitments with different companies I work with.
Yes.
And, basically, Firestone, MagnaFlow Systems. I work with IZOD now. It was the title sponsor of the IndyCar series, so a lot of this, plus my own interests, so I'm on the road pretty much most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you're just living life. Mario,
There you go.
Mario, I have to tell you again, I've said it twice during the show, we are incredibly thankful and honored that you took time out of your busy schedule to speak with us, and we wish you all the best, and the same to your family. We're huge fans, and we'll constantly be watching you, and hopefully we get to see you maybe up at Infineon.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. I
wonderful.
appreciate it, and I love the chat.
Okay.
Yes, it was
Thank you.
great. Thank you, Mario.
Wow.
Whoa, Mike, you just hung up on Mario.
You
Dude.
I can actually
dumb
say-
Come
man.
on.
Oh, oops.
I can say I hung up on Mario.
With an Irish
Yeah.
accent. I hung
I
up
said
on
we're
it.
I
done.
freaking hung up on him.
That's Scottish.
That's
Am I
Scottish.
Scottish? I
That's
don't
Scottish.
know which one I've got on the
Well, if
kit
you're
or
Scottish, you
something.
would hang up on an Italian.
My high school mascot was a Scot, so that's what I'm talking like.
You know,
Friggin'
anybody
stuffing
who
Heineken
is,
beers. Hey. Shut up! I'm
That's
talking right now.
nice.
There's green on my screen. Hey.
screen on my screen?
I've got a computer screen here in front of me. You can't see it. It's this big square here. God damn it!
Can you sing? Can you sing "Baby Back Ribs"?
My baby back, jealous baby back ribs. Break or something? Or you
Yeah,
wanna
let's
keep
get
chatting?
that little quick over L.A.
You're gonna spend that much on booty on the streets anyway. So do the decent male thing and take your woman to Group 3 Aviation. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
there
the
you
classy
go.
thing to do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's classified.
Yeah.
Not classified like it's a secret.
Yeah.
Classified like it's classical.
Get some chocolate-covered strawberries, and I promise something special will happen later that
And
night.
champagne.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have
that's
her,
right,
you'll
in
have
checks.
her above the clouds.
Champagne.
You see what I'm saying? She's gonna be up in the sky.
Yeah, you're both going to fall asleep nicely.
I wonder where a guy, an everyday Joe like myself, could find a little action. Say it once, say it twice, third time's a charm.
This we on the radio right now, Donna? So if you shut the hell up so we could maybe finish our show.
Let the talent do what we do.
I ain't got no talent. I just got some people up inside my head.
But you're saying Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Go ahead, Brian.
You've had what?
Do
Go ahead
Beetlejuice.
and use some Beetlejuice.
I did. You were ranting and raving over it already.
I'm sorry, my name's Drew.
Wow. What happens when you work for 2 weeks straight? You restrict your inner.
I have to be all quiet,
Minds.
and it all just happens in my head, and it
So
needs
now
to
you're
come
puking
out.
voices.
I'm puking.
He's been uncorked.
You know, I forgot to ask Mario.
Exercise myself.
I'll answer it for you. Go.
One of his famous quotes. It says, "Everything comes to those who wait, except a cat."
But then his one a little bit lower says, if you wait, nothing happens.
And no, it says if you wait, all that happens is you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
there you go.
Where am I?
So if you
Watch
wait,
it.
something happens, but if you wait, you get older. Perfect.
Entered.
We are going to go up there to Infineon Raceway.
We are.
Yes, we are. We're going to
Yeah,
go up
boy.
there by
We
plane.
Who knew?
We are going up
By
there, and we're
plane.
going to see
By
Simona,
plane.
and we're going to
Not
see
Cessna.
Mario.
Biplane?
The Hard Knock Cessna, right?
Oh, that's gonna be.
Yeah. The next
That's all I'm
guest,
saying.
Nigel Lamb.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. There he is, Nigel Lamb.
Yeah. Going
There it
to
is.
on the Taurus
Going
Red
through.
Bull Air Race Circuit Major.
Can we do one while he's flying?
Maybe, I don't know. We'll
If
put
you want,
that
you
out
should
there.
have done
You
this
want an
interviews
hour
in that
worth of
Izod
puking.
2-up car.
Oh yeah.
Just keep going around and around on a track while you interview him.
Well,
Right here.
Izod is sponsoring this. So when we go to Infineon, maybe we could get that ride with Mario or something like that.
Yeah, maybe we will.
That'd be totally
Well,
great.
listen, can you take us out? The chopper's up on the roof, and
Is that it?
that's it. That's it.
That's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
You know who should put us on the chopper?
Who's that?
Mr. Squinty Eyes.
Oh, who's?
Call me in for this crap again.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? I'm number 2 to Mario again. I'm number 5, 6, 7. Get on the chopper. I don't have a chopper.
Gilbert
What are you
Gottfried.
talking about? I got a taxi outside that I have to pay for. Schwartzy? Oh my
Never
God.
underestimate the power of the Schwartz.
Schwartzy. That's Schwartzy.
Yeah, we're getting in the chopper now.
Okay.
Nah, he kicks me out of his Hummer.
to look. Get in the chopper.